I could quite honestly title this video Ellie just rants about how great Cabaret is for like 10 minutes straight. And it would be completely accurate because Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club is one of the greatest things I have ever seen. Straight up. First of all, if you haven't seen Cabaret, go watch Cabaret. Come on. It's great. Second, it explores a club in Berlin in the late 1920s where we meet an English showgirl named Sally and an American, Cliff, who start a relationship while ignoring the politics brewing in Germany. On its own, I think Cabaret is one of the greatest musicals of all time. I think it's so raw when it's done right. It's so poignant and deeply moving. I think there's something about the dramatic irony that runs throughout the show, where characters claim that they'll be fine and this time in Germany will pass, and it just hits you so deeply as a spectator because you know what's going to happen to them. Any new production of Cabaret had some big shoes to fill. I don't think of Cabaret without thinking of the 1998 production starring Alan Cumming, and of course the film version starring the great Liza Minnelli. I think that film version still holds a place in so many people's hearts. But I think this production rethinks so much about Cabaret that I think it stands on its own. Rebecca Frecknell's Cabaret is immersive from the very second you enter the building, and it literally had me in awe. The prologue, as the program calls it, is just so beautiful and it builds the atmosphere perfectly. I won't spoil too much in this review because honestly, not knowing much about what was going to happen in this show made the experience all the better. This is also reflected in the staging where they completely transformed the Playhouse Theatre, so much so that they changed the name too. Complete with a small in the round stage, on-stage stalls and a dress circle, cabaret tables fitted with lights and phones that get used throughout the show to so much great effect. I know me as a poor uni student, there is no world where I could afford the cabaret tables, but these are the most immersive seats in the house, and also the most expensive. If you do get these seats, please stay seated during the interval. There's a little treat, and I think it's beautiful. Moving on to the show itself, and it's just so engaging. I'm personally very familiar with the show Cabaret from doing it previously and of course loving the show by itself. And I still found myself hanging on to every word, every song, every moment in this production. And going along with every twist like it was the first time I've ever seen the show. I think this could be down to the incredible cast and just the amazing performances. I saw the show after cast change, so I saw the production with Fra Fee and Amy Lennox. But what just a fantastic cast all round. From Fra Fee as the MC, who gives like a really nice new take on it. He's so engaging and really fresh. He's great to watch on stage. And then we got to talk about Vivian Perry as Fräulein Schneider, who almost drove me to tears with her rendition of What Would You Do in Act 2. It's just so raw and so gripping. And being so close, it felt like she was staring right at me, asking me personally the question, what would I do? I think Amy Lennox as well was just made to be Sally Bowles. And she gives such a heart-wrenching version of the title number. Elliot Levi is such a fantastic hair shorts. He really sells the comedy in Act 1 to perfection. And of course, I have to shout out this ensemble, who are just so beautiful and include so many trans and non-binary cast members. It really does make my heart soar as a trans person who hasn't really seen much trans representation on stage. Bethany Terry, Daniel Perry, Theo Maddox, and all you beautiful, beautiful people who get to go on stage and do your thing and be authentically you. I see you, I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful to see you on stage. It means so much to me, more than I probably will ever be able to express. And look, Rebecca Frecknell, you are a genius. From just the way certain moments are framed on stage, the rethinking of the smashing of the glass, the staging of If You Could See Her, and Willkommen, and Don't Tell Mama, and Two Ladies. Just every number kind of elevates and elevates, especially the cabaret numbers. It's just so amazing. And of course, the costumes help to build this as well. That really helps sell a genuine Berlin club with loads of fuckery of gender and just the beautiful costumes, and how these vibrant colors kind of become less and less as the show goes on, and as the politics of Berlin happen in the background, almost suddenly, almost without us quite truly noticing, just like the characters. Now, of course, being in the round and being on such a small stage has its challenges, and I thought this would mean the choreography would probably suffer in the show, but no, it's really fucking good. But no, the choreography is great and really works well with the aesthetics of this production. We get some really beautiful and inventive choreography from Julia Cheng, who really brings the Kit Kat Club to life. But I think the best thing about having this smaller stage is how intimate the show feels, even in a 600 seating West End theatre. This is the goddamn Playhouse, and it felt like I was in the Turbine again. As the designer Tom Scott mentions in his article in the programme, in the main space, the circular stage celebrates the act of being back together again. We have broken through the proscenium, company and audience sharing both the stage and former auditorium equally. For the first time in a long time, performers and spectators exist alongside each other all over the building. And I think this is so important, and what makes it so good and so beautiful as an interactive, immersive production of cabaret. It's so genius. Why hasn't this been done before? It just went beyond every expectation I had. I was really expecting a good production of cabaret, like a really strong production of cabaret. It is hard to get cabaret wrong. But it's even harder to get cabaret this right. Please. I know the production probably doesn't need me to say this, and I am not sponsored. I paid for my ticket. God damn it, I paid for my ticket. But please, go see Cabaret. It is truly one of the greatest and most interesting revivals we've had in the West End ever, and definitely within my top 5, probably within the top 3 best musicals I've ever seen. It was truly worth every penny I spent. And I spent a lot of pennies. Just from the acting, to the staging, to the immersive experience of the prologue to the show. It just gets so much right that it had me on board from the second I entered the building. It's very rare that I am this wowed by a show. Please, if you can, and you want an amazing, immersive theatrical experience, go see Cabaret. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've been reviewing a lot of shows at the moment, so if you did enjoy this video and you want to see some more, please consider hitting subscribe. It really helps me out and helps the channel. And also, leave a comment and leave a like. Have you seen Cabaret? Are you excited to see Cabaret? Are you considering seeing Cabaret now that I've recommended it? Please let me know in the comments down below. It really helps the algorithm. But I've been Ellie. I've just talked theatre. Bon appetit. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.